Hey, what it do, what it do? It's your boy Q, and welcome back to YouTube. And in case you missed it, we've actually recently started hosting our own bi-weekly 1v1 event over on our own Twitch channel called Friday Night Fights. And this coming Friday, we'll be having another couple of Billies coming over from the Syndicate clan, looking to farm some good old YouTube content on any takers that are willing to step to the plate. But of course, the longest chase does get themselves a prize. And in case you missed the last event live, we did post that event here on the YouTube without all that time in between runs. So it was like 80 minutes of 1v1 goodness if you're wanting to check that out. But with just a couple of days until our next edition of Friday Night Fights over on our Twitch channel, as always, link down in the description below, I figured we'd go ahead and take a look back at our top 10 runs for this past event. That way it kind of sets the stage, so to say. Don't forget to do that YouTube things, you know what I'm saying? Every like, comment, share helps us out with that good old YouTube algorithm, and we are pushing for 500 subscribers over here on the YouTube, so make sure you've checked below, make sure you've smacked that subscribe button, and then when you've done checking that, make sure you tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody about it, alright? And of course, as always, my stream and my Discord are going to be down in the description below if you ever want to come out and hang out with the community in between videos. Otherwise, until we catch y'all back over here on YouTube, don't forget, with everything crazy going on in the world today, be true, be you, be sincere, game hard and love harder. Alright, y'all, it's your boy Q, signing out. It's been interesting. I feel like the couple of times that we've seen light, it gets used relatively early. Yeah, I mean, we saw one person earlier. It's interesting, you know, we haven't seen really anybody 99 or use the Fearmonger. We saw somebody do the 99 tech with the sprint burst earlier, but otherwise haven't really seen anything else as far as that goes. Moving thing around this tile, though, Ephemeral showing some patience. Hasn't thrown the pallet just quite yet. 30 seconds hanging around this tile. Keep in mind, we haven't thrown Shack pallet either, so, I mean, we have the ability to rotate back to that. Not going to be able to find the curve here is our Billy Boy. Now going to be breaking our pallet, which is of course going to break the Bloodlust, which is also going to allow our Nia here to build a little bit of extra distance. Gets to this next filler pallet, tries to drop the pallet, not going to be able to get the stun. Now moving towards the main building, but before going to the main building, however, goes to the Z tile that we've seen so many people use to be able to buy a lot of time on the front side of our gas station here. And I think here, not going to even try and go for the M1, going to try and see if maybe we can set up the low pro curve. Not going to be the case, however, and since we do run into the truck, that does cause a little bit longer of a cooldown, causes more distance to be made. And now even more distance with the light here. Ephemeral's got a whole middle building between them and the Billy. We see the Billy, though, does do the right thing, gets to the corner, tries to find scratch marks, doesn't see it. Can anticipate that Arnia is on the backside of our building here. A minute and a half into our chase here now at this point. And we see, again, honestly, our Billy keeps doing a good job when working around the main building. When there's a lot of distance made, they use their M2 ability just to close the distance. Not really going for anything too crazy. It sounds like we're about to be getting close to our overheat mechanic, but with the low pro gets a hit. So that means now even just a simple M1 will result in a down here. So now going to have to be playing just a little bit more careful. And we are going to be seeing actually moving now more back towards Shack. Going to be moving over to this side of our wall. We've got at least the one filler pallet here that we're going to be able to get to. Work our way along the... I mean, this is one of these tiles that we've seen a lot of our survivors being able to buy a lot of time against our Billy. I think overextends. Probably didn't need to drop that pallet, actually. A little unfortunate, because I feel like you probably actually could have made another revolution around and kept distance. Trying to get the hit there is our Billy with the low pro, not able to make a connection. Now going to be sitting in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. However, though, hit through the window. 2:48, I think, was the official time I took. I had misclicked on the stop button, but all right, let's get things started here. Emmanuel actually breaking away from Shack first. I'm going to be interested to see if that means we're going to be seeing Shack being looped back later and being used for their disposal at a later time during this. Actually going straight to main building. Of course, main building on Gas Heaven. Pretty strong tile here for the survivors. We're actually going to be seeing the low throw it. Very nice curve around to be able to get the M1 here. And it is going to be worth noting, of course, there is a dead hard that can be used, but I don't think Emmanuel was expecting the curve to be landed there. Might be a little out of their wits at this point in time. Going to be trying to go for the curve is Jackuchann. We see holding the rev. Going to be able to see, though, Emmanuel able to build some distance. Not even worrying about throwing the pallet here. Actually going to be holding Shift W, just out here gumping it, trying to make it to the next pallet. The only problem is, now at this point, you have forced yourself to the back side of main, and really the only place you have is the window, but I don't think you make it to the... Oh, makes it to the pallet here, showing some patience. I think might have been able to make it if we had started revving our chainsaw for the Billy, but instead now rotating to the front of our gas station. We do still have this pallet here in play. As far as for Emmanuel, we do see able to close the distance. Not going to be able to get an actual tag, though. Moving to our filler pallet right here. Now going to be able to make at least one revolution. Able to bait out the swing and the miss. So of course, the swing and the miss. Extra time, extra distance. Another revolution around this pallet space. That means less time that you are using other resources. We're going to see trying to go for the curve. Not quite going to be able to get it there. Now still staying at this tame. Oh! Pallet space gets done, stupid, says Emmanuel here. Able to get back to the front of main building, trying to get the curve at the door, not going to be able to land it. I think right now, though, playing a little bit with a fire. We got to keep in mind, we've already used a couple of our pallets on the front side here. And I don't know if we'll be able to make it back to our window space here. We do, of course, still have the pallet space right in front of the gas station. Nice dead hard to be able to get back into the gas station itself here. Going to be seeing the pallet now getting thrown, trying to get the low pro hit. Not going to be able to get connection, but at least be able to minimize the distance built by Emmanuel. Now sitting at 2 minutes and 36 seconds, needing to get to 4:33 if you're wanting to knock Steve off the leaderboard and take at least the third place spot here. Now moving into the middle of our map. Emmanuel here going to be able to get onto the other side. That pallet being down here does work into your favor here. You can kind of use that to create a little bit of distance. Actually doubling back. Unfortunately, though, we do notice that Jackuchann was able to recognize that, actually able to shut down the chainsaw, minimizes the amount of distance on the double back, gets the down here. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. All right, here we got... Oh. We're going to be seeing the pallet drop early from Kate here. Now moving into the mid-map. Oh, I thought there for a second the Billy had gotten lost, was trying to look for the scratch marks. Do you see, though, Kate Cook now moving around this? Of course, these filler pallets in the middle of Gas Heaven can be quite favorable to the survivors here. I mean, even though we have seen our killer here, Jackuchann, hit quite a few curves. Oh, nice curve there, though, with the low pro chain in order to get the health state change. And, now we'll go for the curve there. Not going to be able to get it, but at least going to be able to minimize the distance. Going to have to try and mind game around this pallet, or maybe even try and go for a low pro hit. Not going to be able to get the curve. I think, unfortunately, got caught on the side view mirror there. Now I'm going to be taking the vault. I really like that play. Really smart play with the double back with the slow vault. Really good eye, though, by Jackuchann here in order to catch that double back, even with no sound notification, to minimize the distance that was able to be made here by Kate. Now going to be... Kate was able to tuck just in the right spot to be able to avoid the curve here. However, we do got to keep in mind we still have quite a bit of time until we're looking at starting to contend for that top 3 position, because we have seen some people really bringing out the juice on this very beautiful Friday evening. There's the low pro hit. Tried to minimize the distance that was built, but Kate actually doubling back towards the mid portion of our map here, and we're going to see, actually I really like this play there, trying to use the truck to break your line of sight, try and be able to build a little bit of extra distance here. There's going to be the cooldown as well we've got to keep in mind, we do see down there in the bottom right-hand corner, there is a dead hard that could be used to extend this chase if necessary. Swing, meta, swing, meta. That's going to be a swing and a miss by our Billy. Now going to have the cooldown off of our chainsaw. Tries to get the curve. I think the dead hard was indeed necessary there to avoid the down. It extends the chase just a little bit longer here. Now sitting around that 226 mark, but even with it being that long of a loop, needing to double that here if we're wanting to get on to our top 3 leaderboard. You can see though, with the windows of opportunity, we do still have quite a few resources, not only here in the main building, but along the backside. That pallet is still up here as well. Now with that pallet being dropped, I think Billy here is going to be forced to try and pay attention to the window. Nice mind games here from Kate to be able to build extra distance. If you are wanting to join in, if you're watching and you're wanting to take a loop in the fog, use exclamation point sign up in chat here. As we see Kate, minimizes the distance. Now able to get to the pallet though here. Really good play by Kate. Now at the 3 minutes and 20-second mark here, and we are going to see here, honestly, a really nice patience by Kate by showing and by this display of patience. This is actually going to prolong this chase even longer, at least until that mark right there. 3 minutes and 34 seconds. All right, looks like we are going to be switching sides here. All right, starting away from the pallet makes me think that Dunder here looking to try. Oh, Dunder. Oh, no, Dunder, not like this, Dunder. Oh, Dunder going to be able to avoid the M2, makes the loop right back through, able to get through the window. No bamboozle used yet, which is honestly kind of interesting. Able to avoid the M2 yet again is Dunder. Got the moves like Jagger. Able to move back towards the middle portion of our map here. And we are going to be seeing now, we've got this Z tile, the truck that's in front of the gas station gets used quite often. Very strong tile. Not going to be throwing that pallet though just quite yet. Actually going to be leaving that up for when we come back to the front of the gas station. Trying to navigate it is Jackuchann, trying to at least minimize the distance that Dunder's able to make heading back towards the front here. Going for the curve, not quite able to make the connection, so close. And that's one of those things that'll make you tense up real quick. I'll tell you what, now trying to go for another curve, not quite going to be able to find it. 1 minute and 15 seconds into this chase here. Going to be now going back to the window. Should be able to make this with no problems. Going to be seeing that window though now getting bamboozled, and I think for that reason Dunder should probably have thrown. Oh, really like this play, actually opting to go wide there. That way after going wide you could go back around. Oh, the only bad news is we still have that bamboozle here in play. What? It's okay, fine. It's fine, chat. We figured it out. Everything's fine. Tried to go for the connection. I'm not sure if you're trying to go for that little twofer, trying to get the extra curve after breaking down the breakable wall, but we are going to be seeing Dunder now moving out into the main portion of our map. We've got plenty of resources still available for us out here in this portion of our map as well. Oh, get stunned, stupid, says the 1D. Moving back into our main building. Going to be able to see as far as from that perk. Going to be getting the aura reading. Lets us know that we're moving back into the main building. Kind of trying to make sure that we keep that distance. Since we have opened up this bigger portion of this loop, and we do still have this pallet here in play, you do still have a lot at your disposal here in the main building. Again, keep in mind that this survivor here, Dunder, this is the survivor that was second in the last 1v1 event, looking to make a mark here as well. But even though we're at 2 minutes and 58 seconds here basically at this point, we would still need a whole nother minute and a half in order to get into the top 3. I do see in chat we have somebody asking as far as for the Billy. I do believe this is a PC Billy. This is an NA Billy. This is one of our Syndicate Billies. So they've got some gameplay and experience to them here, and going to be seeing the bamboozle come out. So I would imagine we are going to be seeing, we are going to be seeing the nice play. Honestly, I thought we were going to get a hit there. I don't know how Dunder managed to just scoot right on by. I mean, by the pixel. Oh, but there's the down. 3 minutes, 37 seconds. Not going to be enough in order to crack the top. Going to be needing at least a time of 4 minutes and 34 seconds here. If we are wanting to get the $10 prize pool that is being put up here by Cookie and EA for the best time, going to be needing to serve a whole bunch of juice. I'm talking a couple liters of juice. Needing to get 7 minutes and 6 seconds here. Going to be getting the quick vault. Now going to be seeing the pallet dropped here. Kind of interesting to see that we're not right away going into the middle of the map, but instead actually heading towards our jungle gym over here instead. Also not even going there, going into, we got the one filler pallet, only one in between our two jungle gyms over here. Worth noting, whereas sometimes depending on your RNG, you'll see two of them trying to go for the curve, not able to hit it, is Jackuchann. Now here, looking to try and see if maybe you can catch Azrael out in the open. Not going to be the case. Azrael now has the pallet down, going to be able to work with this here. Sitting at about a minute into this loop here. Looking pretty solid, honestly. Haven't even really had any close calls, no swings at a window or anything like that. Looks like might be trying to set up for a curve. Not going to be able to find the connection. Azrael showing a lot of patience, doing a really good job of reading and recognizing. Now going to be breaking the pallet though is our killer here, and it's going to be interesting to see. Now going to be trying to close the distance, and going to be interesting to see what happens here. Now moving in the middle of our map. Oh, trying to get, I wasn't able to get the stun. I thought was going to get the low pro hit. Wasn't the case actually. Still standing strong, 1 minute and 41 seconds. Swings and misses in the pallet space. Honestly, probably could have made another revolution even after the swing and the miss, but definitely understand the kind of the instinct to just go ahead and drop the pallet. Now moving into the main building, we have seen our juicers spend a whole lot of time in this area of the map. Now moving past that 2 minute mark, still needing to essentially double this time plus a little bit more if Azrael was wanting to at least finish top 3. Needing to do a whole bunch more than that if you're wanting to take the top spot, as Rocket is sitting up there at 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Now though, seeing 2.5 minutes. Moving into the main building, we're going to be seeing the bamboozle. No, not like this. Oh! Unfortunately, though, running into the wall is our killer. That's going to buy plenty of time for Azrael. Azrael now going into the overheat as well. This is tough. Going to be interesting to see if Azrael's going to be able to continue putting this pressure down, or if maybe the overheat was just enough for Jackuchann to be able to calm down the mental and say, hey, you know what? I got this. I have landed plenty of curves over the last 3.5, almost 4 hours. Again, speaking of, big shout out to Jackuchann. 3.5, 4 hours of 1v1s here. Still going strong, putting on a good show. Here's the M1 onto Azrael. Azrael now, 3 minutes, 18 seconds, 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Might be looking to make a push into our top 3 here. However, we are kind of in a little bit of a dead zone, especially if our Billy is able to catch up over here. Keep in mind, we've already thrown this pallet over in this area. I also think we've thrown the pallet in the jungle gym ahead of us as well. I think this is going to be it. Oh, dead hard to be able to create a little bit more distance, but yep, there it is. 3:44, a very good run. You know, I think this is one of the few survivors that we've seen like take the time to at least see what's like right around you. All right, and we see those bags dropped here. Going to be getting things started. Is our Claudette. Beetle going to be working into the mid portion of the map here early. You're going to be able to see the aura there. We see a lot of people coming in with the alert. It seems like that seems to be very, very popular as far as amongst our big juicers through here. Oh, not quite, finally, not quite able to find the curve. I thought we were about to see Jackuchann hit such an amazing bend around to be able to get the down. Not quite going to be the case. Working around this little L cabinet here, and instead going to be heading out the front end of the main building, heading back in the middle of the map. Beetle actually looking back around. We've got quite a few fillers here we had seen earlier when Beetle had kind of taken a look around before heading to Shack to actually start things off. And we still have Shack pallet here as well. Oh, able to cause a little bit of hesitation. Gets the stun. That's big because that's going to be big distance for Beetle to be able to move back into the middle part of the map. And keeping in mind, we do have a couple of these filler pallets. A couple of nice strong loops you can use and mind game around. And instead, Beetle breaking away over here and heading over. It looks like it's 4 lane that we've got right here. This is the pallet that we're going to be trying to work with here. We're going to be trying to show some patience. Is our killer not quite going to be able to find the connection here? Get stunned, stupid, says Beetle, able to add plus 10 wood to Jackuchann's face in order to be able to build some big distance here. Now able to move to the opposite corner. This is going to be one more pallet at our disposal. It's not a jungle gym or anything, so not the most that we can work around, but we see instead Mind Gaming back actually building big distance here without having to really do anything. However, we want to keep in mind the 4 lane doesn't really offer us too much at our disposal, right? I mean, it does give us the window that we just saw our killer decide to swing through, not able to find a connection, however. We've also got the pallet space, but once our killer just go ahead and tries a low pro curve here, the pallet's down, the pallet here at Shack's down, this could be tough here. And now I'm going to be seeing Beetle. I mean, moving back to Shack. Again, keeping in mind, no Shack pallet. Going to have to make the right play. Just holding W after the Volt. Really good play. Oh, we saw the Billy go for the curve, which means Beetle can just shift W, baby. Just out here gumping it. Building big distance. But of course, Billy and the chainsaw is able to close that distance really quickly here. Now going to be seeing the swing and a miss. 3 minutes now into this chase here. We still need another minute and about 20 seconds here at this point in order to, in order to be able to make the top 3. Also seeing Azriel coming in, able to come in. There's going to be the swing and the miss here as well. One last op into the window here. Man, honestly, Beetle getting a lot out of a little here at the Shack. I mean, Shack hasn't had pallet for a while and continues to get big value out of the window. Now trying to go for the spin, not going to be the case. 346, very impressive the time. I mean, if we're being quite honest, one word, just like the way you see it there in the title of the stream. Doesn't matter. No caps needed. No space. All right, a quick step through the window here. That's going to be tough here. We go, oh, but a nice spin to be able to avoid the chainsaw. Now going to be seeing the pallet drop here. That is going to allow Robin to move up towards the middle of our map here. And actually, more rotating to the back side of the main, which is kind of interesting here if we're... Oh! We're going to see here now moving through and actually working to the backside of our gas station. Oh, that's going to be a break. Oh, now working to the backside here. Oh, not able to get the curve here. This right now, sitting about a minute up through our actual chase here. Robin doing a good job. We haven't used too many of our pallets thus far. Now trying to go for the curve, not going to be able to find a connection. Robin now working back around. I would imagine going to be, I thought it was going to work back more onto the car side there. Since it's not quite like a straight line, makes it a little bit harder there. Plus you have the area to tuck into if you need. We see the curve coming around, not quite going to be able to find a connection. That is going to be Robin now making the jump into the middle. Oh, we see a nice backstep by the Billy here to be able to avoid the pallet stun. Nice patience. Now, Robin is going to be taking this aggro back into the middle of our map here. And, tries to find the connection. This is going to be interesting here because right now, okay, not going to be able to find a connection here. This is going to be keep going all the way around. We do have, this is one of these tiles that is kind of tough to curve around because it's a little bit more elongated. Now going to be seeing the M1. I honestly thought the M1, once you swung around, would have been a good decision to go ahead and start revving your chainsaw and at least block the pallet space. But maybe feeling a little bit of the pressure here from Robin. Robin showing nerves of steel thus far. And I think giving our killer here just a little bit of fits. Robin's serving the juice right now. 2 minutes, 25 seconds. Oh, get behaviored, unfortunately. That is going to cause you to be able to get a little bit of distance here with the speed burst. I'm not sure, though, if you're going to be able to make it to the window. We're going to see the dead hard to be able to at least make it to the window there. Not sure if the spine shield bought you enough time or if it was just enough time even without it. But this is just a 4-lane. Going to be kind of tough to work around this. We are going to see trying to zone out is the Billy. Not going to be able to really get anything down over here. We have another filler pal. This is another one of those elongated ones, right? Where it's got the 2 rocks plus the tree in the middle. This is one of those where if you've got patience the way that Robin has shown and the ability to read and react to that red stain, you can really mind game those tiles. 3 minutes, 16 seconds moving back over to this portion here. And we do got to keep in mind that there is still one more tile that we can move into here. There is still a pallet here as well. We have already used our dead hard, so that is not available to us here as far as at this point. Oh, not like this. Oh, able to get the stun. Is the Nia gets stun stupid, says Robin. Oh, now going to be able to actually double back. Makes it to the pallet. Now less than a minute away from knocking off our #1 placed survivor from the last event, Steven, off of the top 3, unfortunately going down at 3 minutes, 56 seconds. Really good run there. I mean, I am hearing that just a couple days ago on their YouTube, put up another video of them winning another 1v1. So this seems to be their thing here from Steve. We are going to see lining it up on the Claudette here. This is a good point here. I am getting in my ear. Last time we saw Steve was playing against an EU Billy. Keep in mind here, we are potentially, oh no! We are going to be potentially seeing Ping play an issue as we are currently, going to be playing against a NA to EU connection. Now going to be seeing the Shack pallet thrown, working towards, it looks like we've got a short wall. Jungle Gym should be able to make it around here. Nice mind game to be able to create a little bit of extra distance here. I'm sorry, not short wall, this is a long wall Jungle Gym. We can still use this around here. Unfortunately for Robros, his time will be removed off of the board here, moving up to 50 seconds here in this chase is Steve. We've removed a couple of our resources here. This is a nice little filler pallet if you want to use it. Actually, back-to-back nice filler pallets here for Steve. Going to be going into this chase. We used the back of the 2, now moving, into a TNL. Of course, the TNL not going to be as strong as it could be against some of your traditional like M1 killers. I think we might have just seen Jackuchann getting lost in the sauce. Back towards Steve, though, trying to cut him off into the pallet space. Steve is going to work their way around, though. Really patient looping here shown from Steve. Definitely understand why they're known for having some very strong 1v1s, able to cut right back on the inside after the M2 was missed. Able to get right back across though before an M1, so that does mean still does have both health states, should be able to make it to this pallet up here in front of the gas station that's on the truck here. Gonna be able to see though, working back around, has been able to get the whole rotation around, should be able to make one more rotation. Actually working this side of the car is huge because it makes a little bit more than just a straight line for the Billy to be able to work, so it makes it a little bit more distance here. And of course, since we have the door in the front, that means the door's blocking on the back, so you get a very easy fast vault over to this side. Looks like we're gonna go ahead and see the vault from our Billy here, seeing a whole bunch of correct loops. Already seeing right now, taking over the first place spot is Steven. Moving in, or is Steve, I said Steven. Now moving into the garage though, and you see, forcing a collision onto the back of the truck. This is gonna give Steve the room to be able to rotate back to the front here. Gonna be able to go to the truck here. And now we're going back to this little filler. I don't wanna call it a Z because of course with the hook here, gives it a little bit of more of an awkward shape on the one side here, but Steve really right now just abusing this main building. I don't think we've thrown a pallet anywhere around the main building. We're gonna see, I think we might have gotten just a little bit greedy not throwing that one. We're gonna see Steve now moving towards the back door. I think at this point you've got to not throw this. Yo, you are playing with fire, Steve. But we got to keep in mind, this was the type, get stuck, stupid, says Steve. That's huge. That's big distance here for Steve to be able to break away. Gets all the way around main building. This is huge here. We're now at the 3.5 minute mark, and we have not even changed the health state once. If y'all need some tips and tricks on how to loot in a 1v1 scenario, I think Steve has a post up on Fiverr or something. If not, they probably should. You see out here, school is in session, working around the backside of our main building. This is big here. Now gonna be able to move into the main part of the map, in the middle. I don't think we've used any of our pallets around here. I think we threw that pallet just a little bit early. I think Steve was hoping to find the forehead of our Billy. Unfortunately, our Billy not gonna be able to find connection. Steve going to leave this tile. This is big because we've got big distance as we move around this big tile that is the wall of the cars here. And actually we see moving all the way back and around. The only problem is once we get to this tile, if we use this tile's pallet space, once this is gone, you have to go back the other way. You have to keep in mind, we've already thrown shack pallet. I think we threw the one in the 4 lane. I could be wrong. There's the down here. 4 minutes, 33 seconds. All right, here we go. Jackuchann off here. It looks like we're going to be going with the alert with the dead hard. Again, keeping in mind that the alert helps, especially with those low pro hits when they happen to go through the pallet space. Nice curve here. And it does look like Jackuchann starting to get those curves back into control. Our survivors might want to take notes of that. And they trying to get the curve back around here this time. Not going to be able to make a connection though in this case. Now back around. This is a pretty tight curve. I'm not sure if that's exactly what I'd be wanting to work with here. I really like this decision though right now from Jackuchann to go ahead and move back towards the main building instead of waiting around that filler pallet and throwing that. Instead, moving back and really good work. Being able to, that way you can move back towards the middle of the map and have that filler pallet for later, right? Now going to be using wrapping around this filler pallet. No way, lost in the sauce. Jackuchann with the mind game, able to create some big distance, but of course now working around the outside of the main building. There isn't too far to go here. Is Jackuchann. Sorry about that, chat. I thought I hit my mute button. Apparently I didn't. But Jackuchann now going to be dropping this pallet here in front of the main building, not the one that's right in front by the actual gas pumps itself, but the other one by the car here. And now going to be seeing able to build some more distance is Jackuchann. 1.5 minutes in, almost 1 minute and 40 seconds. And I feel like, honestly, Jackuchann been serving the juice here. A lot of loops that have come from playing the loop tight and getting our killer here to play overzealous and not having to throw the pallet. Get stunned, stupid, says Jackuchann. Plus 10 wood to the face here. Now going to be able to cause a little bit of extra distance, forces the break, able to get back to Shaq here. Do keep in mind, Shaq pallet is still up and available. Nice move here to be able to avoid the curve. Now going to be seeing Shaq pallet thrown. Now at this point, moving back into the middle of our map here. 2 minutes, 17 seconds, at least has secured the third place slot. Now going to be moving back towards our main building though. Actually not even going for the main building, going back for our filler pallet. Actually a little bit closer to this opposite corner where we really haven't seen much chases at all through the course of the event thus far here. So going to be interesting to see here. You do still have both health states. Do still also have a dead heart available if you happen to get injured without being downed here. Jackuchann though, now at this point, going to need to be able to find some retreat here into the main building. Unfortunately, not going to be able to find a connection here. Going through the window, should now probably hope to make it to the filler pallet, because I think we've already used this pallet that's right in front of us here. Yeah, also the pallet that's in front of the gas station here. Jackuchann's gonna have a Billy right on their rear end here shortly, trying to get the curve, not quite able to get the connection is Jackuchann. Now going to be seeing our pallet drop onto the backside. 3 minutes 20 seconds here as far as for this run. Doing a really good job. Now still needing about another minute and 10 seconds if you're wanting to move up into spot number 2. And then you're looking to still have to double that if you're wanting, well actually double what you're at now if you're wanting to take spot number 1. So Jackuchann has a lot to still move into that first place spot. But if we think about the resources still available on the map, still has a lot at their disposal here. Probably should throw this pallet. Oh, get stunned, stupid. That's going to be big here. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to make it back around to that window before it is uncovered. The M1 here is going to be big for Jackuchann, though. This is going to allow Jackuchann to be able to make some big distance, to be able to get across to this corner of the map where we really haven't seen any chase being taken. Interesting to see, though, going into the shack and then back to this corner where we've already used some of our resources. We do still have a filler right here. Arrow, this Billy is NA East. We are going to be seeing a pallet thrown here. Nice pallet thrown, avoids the M1. Jackuchann though, I don't know if you're going to be able to make it to any more pallets. You really don't have much around here. You've got this one pallet in front of you. You've got a Billy starting to wind things up. Oh my goodness gracious. Feeling the pressure. Jackuchann though, got nerves as Seal fakes the window, forces the swing and the miss. 4 minutes, 44 seconds. Now into the second place spot is Jackuchann here. Now working around the pallet space. And we are going to see, trying to get the mind game nice down though. 4 minutes, 55 seconds. We see Rocket using dead hard with the spine chill. And here we are, off we go here. And it looks like trying to play things safe, able to bait the Billy at least around here. I think should be able to make this window here with, oh, actually able to bait things around, makes one revolution around, doesn't free throw the pallet just quite yet. Is going to be able, oh, gets done, stupid. Plus 10 wood to the face, applied by Demon Time Rocket. Our friend Rocket here is going to be moving into our jungle gym. Of course, you are not allowed to use the hatch in a 1v1. We're trying to see how long you can go, and of course that would just be ending the chase, so that would be kind of pointless. We do see working around. Of course, one thing that is worth noting, you know, working around the hatch could be kind of tough for both sides because it kind of muffles the footsteps, makes it a little bit harder to hear. And of course, now with the step through on the window there, we are going to be seeing the bamboozle coming out. I believe Rocket not going to throw the pallet this time. Interesting. Instead, working the way back around, I think we are going to be seeing Jackuchann possibly lining up for a curve. Unfortunately, finding a connection on to the fire barrel here. So that is going to give more time for Rocket here. Keep in mind, the longer we stay at this tile and burn time, that is more time that we are not using other tiles elsewhere on the map, using other pallets. That means those pallets are available later in this chase. Now going to be able to get the vault through. Our friend Billy here is a vaulter that is also named Walter, coincidentally enough. Now going to be working through the pallet space here, trying to set up for the curve. Not going to be able to find connection, actually getting plus 10 wood like the Minecraft style out here, trying to farm for our next building here. That's not what we do in Chase, unfortunately. Going to be finding the L tile here with the truck and the car. We do have the pallet. It's a nice little pallet to work with. We saw a very nice attempt at a curve from our Billy. Not going to be able to find the connection. Now sitting at 2 minutes and about 10 seconds into this chase. So still needing to go about twice this time if we're wanting to take the first place spot. Now going to go quickly through the gas station, keeping in mind once we see the vault through, that is going to block that windows for 20 seconds. Thanks to the bamboozle here, and going to be continuing to work around the pallet space. Oh, gets done, stupid. Able to play patient, able to make connection. That's going to buy you. Oh, but we almost saw a connection, Rocket. I tell you what, having a chainsaw getting that close to your backside will turn your sphincter into a sinker real quick. And instead, though, playing very patient, even still through this loop here. And we are going to see a pallet. This time, not going to be able to make a connection as far as for the stun, so not going to be able to make as much distance. Here is Rocket now sitting around the 3-minute mark, going back through the main building. You're going to be able to play a little bit more patient, keeping in mind we have not yet broken this breakable wall. Doubling back through the window is Rocket. There's going to be the bamboozle coming into play. If I were Jackuchann, I would have turned around and at least broken that wall at this point. Really right now working against them in this loop, but I think Rocket has got them, you know, a little bamboozled in their own right. And I'm not talking about the perk, because Rocket right now building distance out here, gumping it, just started running across the map. We are going to see the short wall here with the jungle gym. Should be able to be used and burn quite a bit of time here as far as in this loop. There's going to be the bamboozle, though, to come out. That is going to shut down as far as the amount of, I was going to say the usefulness of the loop, but the M1, I think that's the pressure starting to show in the nerves because of the very nice patient looping from Rocket here. Rocket going to be able to make one more revolution around, able to make it back to our filler pallet. Over here as well, we are now past the 4-minute mark. We only got to keep this thing going for 30 seconds to take the #1 spot from Steve, our former champion. And we have this filler pallet, and we are going to be able to rotate back to main if we were to be able to land the stun. 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Hey, let's go. Now into this chase. We're talking about 10 seconds away from first place, taking down the champion. Rocket with nerves of steel right now, just continuing to work around, holding close, making sure that they're, gets done, stupid. That's big. That's going to be big distance for Rocket here. Rocket now moving into the first place spot. However, you want to remember that we still have this pallet down. This is going to be time for Rocket. Rockets, though, now going to be forced into a decision. I believe most of this corner has been turned into a dead zone. However, the M1 is going to give Rocket the burst of speed needed to be able to break from this corner. Extends this chase. 5 minutes and counting. This is huge. We've actually got the long wall window. This should be able to be made by Rocket now. 5 minutes and almost 15. So playing things close there. Really playing things close, but of course expecting a little bit of extra help from the spine. Still trying to make the curve is Jackuchann, feeling the pressure. 5.5 minutes into this chase, talking about the juice coming out right now from Rocket here, able to just continue to show nerves of steel, playing so patient. No need to comp drop, no need to pre-drop. Gets done, stupid. Getting again the stun to be able to get more separation. Rocket just putting on a clinic right now. Gonna be seeing here, hugging the rock tight, able to get back around. We're talking about 5 minutes. 50 seconds worth of chase time, and really we haven't even used but half the map. I don't think Rocket has the opportunity to get across the map, although that would be huge if you could. This could be big. Should at least be able to make this way to the window. I believe we've already used the shack pallet, so that's not going to be available. Right now, Rocket out here really striving for that sponsorship from Adidas. That way he can get the sweatbands for the next tournament. This guy's sweating out here. The juice. Oh my goodness gracious. 6 minutes, 25 seconds. Keep in mind Steve's time on the last time, which is our record thus far for EA. was 9 minutes and 8 seconds. So about 2.5 more minutes. We're gonna be sitting right around that mark here. We still have a filler pallet here. Demon doing 360s for celebration. Sitting here around the filler pallet, man. Honestly, when you talk about these filler pallets for Rocket thus far, has gotten really good RNG. I mean, all of them having these elongated sides, the one with the 2 rocks with the tree on the one side, being able to really put the pressure down onto the Billy here. And I mean, so much juice. And, you know, I don't want to be that guy. Oh, able to get the down here though. 7 minutes, 5 seconds. That was absolutely phenomenal. Holy cow. Rocket coming in. That was... sheesh. Wow.
If you ain't show something, you just don't wanna be. You wanna be me, but you will never be as fresh as see you.